Hey everyone! Welcome back to another massive Camp Nou construction update. Right now, the stadium is going through one of its most intense construction phases, with multiple structural zones advancing across the entire site at full speed, from the compression ring and roof framework to the third tier and facade progress. Every area is showing clear day-by-day transformation. What makes today's update especially important is how quickly everything is coming together. So let's get straight into today's update. One of today's biggest highlights was the installation of another massive compression ring box, one of the key structures supporting the future Camp Nou roof. With every new section installed, the stadium is beginning to reveal the incredible scale of its modern roof system. Workers spent nearly 25 minutes carefully positioning the structure between the radial beam and the neighboring box section. Because of the curved geometry in this area, crane operators had very limited space to maneuver, making this one of the toughest placements so far. The team finally secured the structure perfectly into position. These operations continue showing how advanced and complex the entire roof system really is. Construction activity never stopped around the stadium. Additional compression ring boxes were moved into position near Gol Norte, while several more structures remain prepared around the lateral section waiting for installation. At this stage, workers are averaging nearly 2 box installations per day whenever conditions allow. With 124 total box sections planned, every completed placement brings the stadium closer to the next major roof phase. The stadium already looks dramatically different compared to only a few weeks ago, especially now that several temporary support cimbras are disappearing from completed areas. With Barcelona preparing for the final match at Montjuic, attention is now shifting toward the huge summer construction phase ahead. Once the season officially ends, construction intensity is expected to increase even further. The club still targets a return to Camp Nou next season, while the full roof installation remains planned for summer 2027. Although questions still remain about the exact reopening timeline, the visible progress happening almost daily around the stadium continues to impress everyone watching the project closely. Another major development today involved new cimbra preparation zones around the third Voladizo area. Workers were building additional support bases that will eventually hold future pillars, radial beams, and compression ring boxes. One installed cimbra already appears fully secured, while another nearby base remains under preparation. This strongly suggests more major structural lifts could happen very soon in both Gol Sur and Gol Norte. The process takes time because every section requires multiple phases. First the support base, then the pillar, followed by the radial beam, and finally the compression ring boxes. While most attention focuses on the roof structures and exterior facade, important work is also advancing steadily inside the third tier. Workers continue sealing expansion joints between seating sections, organizing stair components, and preparing future seating alignment areas. In several zones, the joint sealing process already appears nearly finished. The upper bowl is becoming more organized and visually complete every week, even though large sections of the third tier still require major work before final completion. Inside the VIP ring, construction is becoming increasingly visible. Workers continue raising internal walls while preparing future hospitality zones, bars, bathrooms, and circulation areas. Concrete pumps were active again today, delivering fresh material to the second VIP level where floor adjustments and structural finishing continue. Several staircases connecting different hospitality levels are already visible, while elevator core sections are now almost fully enclosed using sandwich panel systems. The stadium cores are slowly beginning to look more complete. Several elevator shafts that previously remained open are now almost fully enclosed, with workers preparing future elevator access zones. Construction teams were also seen working around electrical systems, structural connections, and support frameworks inside these core areas. These sections may not look spectacular from the outside yet, but they remain essential for transforming Camp Nou into a fully modern stadium experience. One of the most impressive changes right now is happening on the stadium facade. Ceramic llama installation has suddenly accelerated across the lateral section. Large new red-colored llamas were installed today, extending the facade much further than it was only a couple of days ago. Workers were actively lifting and positioning additional panels while specialized platforms operated non-stop around the structure. The contrast between the completed sections and the exposed steel framework already gives fans a glimpse of how spectacular the finished exterior will eventually look. As llama installation continues accelerating, teams are also advancing with the hidden LED lighting infrastructure inside the facade system. Visible cabling can already be seen around several completed sections, confirming that the lighting systems are being installed alongside the ceramic llamas. At the same time, workers continue assembling the gray superstructure elements supporting the facade. Some fans questioned whether these structures should have been painted black to blend better behind the llamas, but construction work continues moving forward at full speed. The diamond structures around the lateral section are also advancing at impressive speed. Workers continue assembling reinforcement steel, lifting large formwork panels, and preparing new concrete sections around the future club facilities and commercial areas. One of the diamond buildings already has nearly half of its visible perimeter enclosed with formwork panels, while cranes and support vehicles remain constantly active around the site. Activity around Gol Norte became especially interesting later in the day. Multiple orange helmet specialist teams gathered near prepared pillars, radial beams, and compression ring boxes. Several cranes repeatedly positioned themselves near the installation zone, strongly suggesting that more major lifts could happen very soon. Another compression ring box was reportedly lifted yesterday afternoon near the Gol Norte corner, meaning the stadium may already be approaching box number 28 installed overall. Activity also continued around the north goal corner area, where workers were carefully measuring new connection points near the facade structure. Several support sections already look highly advanced, although some tube installations still remain unfinished in a few areas. At the same time, a crane lifted another large beam into the upper mobility core structure, where future elevators and stair systems will be located. This entire section will later be enclosed using sandwich panel systems, similar to the lower levels already completed around the stadium. And with another beautiful panoramic view over the north goal corner and Tribuna under the clear Barcelona sky, the scale of Camp Nou's transformation becomes even more impressive. We now move to the Tribuna terrace area, where workers are continuing the installation of tubes running through the inner structure beneath the slabs and behind the steel trusses. These elements extend across the entire Tribuna zone, forming part of the internal infrastructure system. However, compared to the lateral section, this area is noticeably quieter. There is not much active movement here at the moment, and most of the structure remains in a relatively calm construction phase. Some lifting platforms can still be seen around the area, but overall activity is limited. On the right side, there is more visible material, including stacked sandwich panels ready to be installed in the remaining mobility cores. Perhaps the most impressive part of today's update is simply how different Camp Nou already feels visually. The compression ring now stretches across large portions of the stadium. Facade installation is finally becoming continuous in several areas, and the third tier keeps evolving higher above the structure. Even longtime visitors who see the stadium every day continue saying the same thing. The transformation now feels truly massive. Camp Nou is no longer just a construction site. It is slowly becoming the modern football cathedral Barcelona fans have imagined for years. Every new box installation, every ceramic llama, every completed pillar, and every structural phase is bringing the stadium closer to its final form. And with the massive summer construction phase approaching fast, the next few months could completely transform the appearance of the stadium once again. So, Barca fans, enjoy every step of this historic journey, because what we are witnessing right now is something truly special.